Hi, everyone. Where did my charger go? No barking dogs. All right, I'm gonna get the chat pulled up here. All right, Morgan, first question. Is there an after booking sequence for tickets only? You can use the regular after booking sequence for that. There's little like blurbs in there, if you go read the emails, that make it so you can use them for tickets only. So that shouldn't be a problem. Oh no, power out. That's such a bummer. I hate when my power goes out. And all your kids are home. Yeah, Genie Plus is good all the time, in my opinion, except when it doesn't work. I don't know how many people will be on today because it's the afternoon, but LJ requested I do one in the afternoon.
Hey, Casey. Can you hear me?
It's been a slow month for me for bookings. How
Casey,
about
can you hear me?
guys? Recently, when I go to move a deal from quoted to booked, it then asks me to change to booking records complete, but suddenly I have 2 deals when I finish. The second deal has no real info in it, and I delete it, but I just can't figure out why it's happening. I thought that I fixed that problem. Ask you to change it. It asks you to change it to booking records complete. It doesn't just do it on its own.
Yes, it specifically asks. me.
You're muted. Or you're quiet, or I'm quiet. Try again.
Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah, no, my computer was muted, so that was a problem. Okay.
Okay. It just happened last week suddenly. It's never happened before. And then, yes, when I go to move it to booking records,
Booked with
when I
Smart
change
Moms.
it when I change it from quoted to booking records, then it'll say, do you want to make it? And it's like it gives me the pull down option again. And so I'll move it to booking records complete. I don't know. I can't.
So you're moving it from quoted and then you're moving it to booked with Smart Moms,
Yes.
and then it automatically makes the deal.
Okay.
So you don't want to change the sales pipeline one to the booking records, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yes, it does.
So
So what,
yeah,
and that
just
makes
move
sense.
it from quoted to booked with Smart Moms, and then it's gonna make the deal for booking records. And then you're gonna go into the booking records, fill it all out in there, and then change that one to booking records complete.
So do I not so this happened because I had not been using like quoting, I hadn't been using the whole pipeline. I had
Mhm.
just been putting a deal in when I booked someone and doing everything all in one step.
Mhm.
So I tried to start using it properly so that I'm tracking my quotes, tracking everything. And I must be missing a step somehow that I'm now creating 2.
Yeah, so you don't have to make if you're using the pipeline, as soon as you move it to booked, it's gonna automatically make that deal for you in the booking records. So that's what I do. And then I have my deal set up on like a filter because I hate doing my booking record. So my assistant does it. I have one that says like not entered. So anything that falls under the booked category is going to be on that not entered tab. So my assistant can just go down the line and enter them. And then
Okay.
she moves them to booking records complete. So I don't even go into the booking records except at the end of the month to like double check that it's all in.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. How long does it take for you to get paid when you book with Expedia? I am not quite sure on that one. I would say at least 2 months, probably. If anybody else has experience booking with Expedia, maybe you could answer that. Are you creating the deal through the contact or creating deal? Wendy, was that for me or Polly? I feel like that was for Polly. I had a question about making modifications with VAX bookings. I have a few bookings between Universal, SeaWorld, and Discovery Cove. Are we able to modify those online, or do we always have to call it in to modify? Because when I pull up a client's reservation, I see the tab at the bottom modify, but I don't see anywhere to modify on there. For Universal, I don't know about SeaWorld and Discovery Cove, but I can tell you that you can modify Universal on VAX online. So you would pull up the reservation, go to the bottom, and there's like modify or modification or something like that. It says like change component, I think is what it says. And then you can change the dates or the hotel. Sometimes you do have to call those in, but you should be able to do most of it online like that. SeaWorld and Discovery Cove, I'm not 100% on those. Has anyone asked about the engagement bonus process? I'm unsure about the type form. I did look over the email and not sure how to send in points. Ariana just said something in the Slack broadcast about that, and she said just to hold off on anything right now until they have more clear instructions on that. So it was snowing here today. It was awesome. I did not expect to wake up to snow at all on April 18th. It's depressing.
Casey, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Hey, okay. My follow-up question to that is, I remember they said with ticket only, they would be getting all of those extra emails and to kind of save them for a full package. So when I put it in for ticket only, I'm putting a check-in and check-out day too?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
because we added in there, like in the first email, you'll see like a guide for offsite bookings.
okay,
So if they didn't book the room with you and they have the tickets only, that they can
Mhm.
follow the instructions on there to get their tickets. And it also has the difference in dining if they're offsite on there, so they don't get it all
Okay.
at once. And it's mentioned again in the dining emails as well.
okay,
And you'll want to mark the paid in full column for a ticket only because they're paid in full. So you'll want to
Gotcha.
mark it yes, so they don't get like your final payments due, and they'll be like, what do you mean?
Okay, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. 6 to 10 inches, yuck. Yeah, luckily I can see grass now, so it's like warmed up, but I had to go, it's 37 degrees. I had to bring Willem his snow gear, and the lady in the office was like, you are not the first parent that has done this today. Like, I didn't know where it was this morning, and then I had to go look for it.
Hey, Casey, I have an answer for the Expedia question.
Yeah.
Only because I've been helping Elizabeth with reports is the only reason I know this. So it's usually a month from what I can see. But it's after travel. Just like Disney and Universal, it's after travel. So it'll be,
Yeah.
so the ones that are coming in right now are travelers from March.
Okay, so a month. That's good. Does Universal have a park reservation system that we have to do like Disney's? No, they do not. When it comes to using Express, do they have to reserve those fast lines on their app? Nope, you just show up and ride. It is so nice. You don't have to reserve anything. You just get your Express pass and you just go and get in the Express line. It's pretty perfect. And you get those for free if you stay in the Premier Resort. If you're going on the FAM, we're not going to have Express because we're going to be at Cabana Bay. Oh shit.
Casey, it said on the screenshot thing, or not a screenshot, on the graphic that we did still get unlimited Express Pass, but I don't know how they swung that because we were at Cabana Bay.
Oh, really? It did say that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Someone keeps calling me. It's spam. I didn't see that, but I would be really happy if we had Express. It's kind of a bummer when you don't have Express. And Express Pass does sell out. I bought it for my husband and I when we went in February. And I was so glad that I did, because on that, I went to pick his up and she said, "You're so lucky you bought this before because Express is sold out." And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that it could sell out. What is the easiest way to keep track of clients wanting 2023 packages? I put them all in the column in my sales pipeline of revisit when 2023 opens. So when it does open, you can make a list that says contact owner equals your name and deal stage equals revisit when 2023 opens. And then you can write your email for 2023 and send directly to that list when it opens. I am a new hire that is finishing up my training and hopefully will be ready to take my certification this week. Is there any idea when Donna Jump will be reaching out to me? I'm not really sure because we, as you all know, this is like super new structure and we're kind of like building it right now. So there's a lot of like behind the scenes things going on. I know Ashley is meeting with Donna today or tomorrow or sometime. So I'm sure you'll hear from her soon, but I don't know the exact answer to that. I booked a cruise and my client is receiving park resort related emails. Where did I miss for her to get cruise emails instead? Or is that not a thing for free HubSpot? You need to enroll her in the cruise after booking sequence. You probably put the dates in the check-in and check-out. That's for Walt Disney World. You need to do the one that says cruise. I need to be using the pipelines more effectively too. My mentor said she also just enters the deals as she gets them. So I'm not using that other pipeline at all, but it's a lot going on in my brain to keep all the balls in the air for every client that reaches out to me. Yeah, it for sure is. I would be lost without the pipeline. I know that a lot of people use the lead status as well, and that works for them. I've personally never used the lead status. I've always used the pipeline, but I think either way works for what works better for you. But I move them through there. So when a client comes up to me on my task list, I instantly see where they're at. Like I look over to the right and I see their deal. They're in travel dates bookable. So that means that I know I've already quoted them. If they're in responding, I know that I've been in contact with them somewhere. Because if I don't see their email right there, I'm like, it says responding. Well, it's because I probably texted with them. So then I'll go look at the text. Or I had a phone meeting with them. So that means they still have to be quoted. And if somebody is in pending, that means like I've already put their room on hold. I'm waiting for them to pay deposit. And if they're in lead for me also, that means I have not heard from them at all.
Hey, Casey, is
Mhm.
all that like information about the pipelines covered in your new course that you're doing?
It is. Yep.
Okay, cool. I also wanted to ask if you teach us how to set up emails, like how to get them to like automatically trigger.
So for the sequences, or what do you mean? Because sequences automatically go, but that's for paid HubSpot.
Okay. Well, maybe maybe that's even just me trying to understand that. So I've written like email templates that are just sort of like hanging out in HubSpot, but they're not connected in any way. But I also have free HubSpot.
Mhm. So if you have regular marketing emails going out, like we can put those in a workflow to make them go like the ABS goes. Like that's how the automatic texting thing is working right now. But for just going out, if you like you wanted a sequence to go out, you would need to have paid HubSpot for that. Something that you would like make your own emails and do it on your own, because workflows are more made for like a large group of people, where sequences can be more tailored to you and what you wrote and how you want to reach out to your clients. The new ABS form is ready to use. So last week, I think LJ announced that. So if you didn't get those links, they should be in Teachable. It's really great. You can put people on there and have all those upsell emails go out to them. I feel like we've pretty much thought of everything in that. So it is super helpful. So definitely be using it, and you can still enter them in HubSpot as well. Honestly, I'm so used to entering in HubSpot, I've completely forgot to use the landing page, but I think the landing page is very beneficial for new people who aren't sure what to do. Can you do the upsell emails without using the type form? Yep. You would just go to those properties and turn them on, or yes, or whatever that it says to turn them on. Like I have them all in my view. So I could just go down the line, sorry, and turn them on. Is it possible to get a landing page that doesn't say mom specific wording, something that's more generic? I guess I would have to see the example. Like the Let's Disney pages, is that what you're talking about? What happens if they already have the ABS going and you fill out the form for the upsell emails? Nothing will happen. You can do that. The dates are already filled out, so it literally just populates the dates in there for you. So if they're already in there, it's not going to change them. They're already in there. Are there any plans to start including Universal and or Disneyland updates in the monthly newsletters? I am not sure about that. I know my girls that do Disneyland add in their Disneyland updates in the newsletter themselves. So that is something that you could do on your own as well. I'm unsure if I should be in the new agent group with Jillian or in the backbone with you. Can you go over what the differences are between the two? I can. Let me pull up something that I can look at. So Jillian's is focusing on finding your market and getting you to be booking consistently before you come to me. Like, how are you going to grow your business? Like, this is probably where you would sign up to be a mentee, where you would sign up to be an affiliate in a group, working with someone that is an admin of a group and them kind of leading you as well and helping you get those bookings. And the affiliate from there is meant to be like a short term, like 3 to 6 month thing. So she's gonna have like a quiz for you of like, what is the best market for you? And I don't know like what all of her trainings are gonna be because we're just making this, so I kind of have like a outline from LJ. So that is like a big part of it, is understanding the markets and what market is right for you. And I think that can really help with people who are maybe struggling to get leads as well. And then we're going over some other things as well, like how are you going to track your tax write-offs? How are you going to plan a business trip to Disney, like stuff like that. And then at the end, you're going to be looking into like consistency, and that's where I would come in, and we'll start talking about more consistency and how we can keep it going. And then you will come to a backbone. So you're always going to have access to the trainings under you, just not over you. So if you are a backbone agent with me, you're going to have access to Jillian's trainings as well. Maybe you are in the backbone right now and you're like, I think I want to spend more time with Jillian. You can do that and still attend my trainings, or you can just be like, I'm going to do this and focus on this and really building my market and have Jillian help me. And then I'm going to come to Casey to like get more consistency and dive deeper into the market that I chose. So that is what I'm getting into, is like your dreams and your goals. Like think big for this business. Like, what do you want for it? Income planning, diving deeper into the markets you already are having. So advertising, working in email lists, like that's where your money is. Getting more business than just your referrals from like friends and family, like talking to strangers, getting bookings from people you don't know. And then maximizing your time with HubSpot. Obviously, that was a big thing for me. So really diving into HubSpot a little more. Sales message will become more and more available to everybody as we get people into it. And then also we'll start talking about a second market. So let's say you're on Instagram and you're like, wow, my Instagram's doing great. It's so good. I love it. I'm getting leads from there. It's consistent. I'm growing. I want to add in another market. So then we'd go to a Facebook group or something like that, or start a TikTok, because you can do your reels, you can save them and you can put them right on TikTok. So then you're starting a second market. We'll be talking about assistance, and if you have Facebook groups, we'll be talking about when is it the right time for you to get an affiliate for your group and what that would consist of. Upselling, more tax stuff, and then other income streams as well, which Brooke will be talking about also, like partnering with shops, a digital product. And then at the end of training, you're like looking ahead to leadership. Like, is that something that you want to move into? Do you want to be a mentor? Do you want to be a team leader? Do you want to be an admin that has all these affiliates under you? So we're just trying to lay it all out for everyone so they can work their way up through the business and be where they want to be in it. So we're still putting everything together, but we have lots and lots of great ideas, and we're just kind of taking it one step at a time. So I hope that helps answer that, maybe more than you were bargaining for. So we don't need to use that form. Can we just put those properties in our view? Yes, you can put the properties in your view. You don't necessarily have to use the form. Yes, my landing page says you're taking your kids to Disney, but I definitely have non-parents that I'm booking. You are able to go right in your landing page and change the title if you want. Go to, let me look at my HubSpot. Go to marketing, landing pages, search your name, and then you can edit the title. So that's your landing page, and you can feel free to change it. You're not going to want to edit the form. You just want to edit the title. Oh, Wendy said that. Oops. Yay for launching your Facebook group. That's amazing. Do we need to reach out to the person we think we should be working with? You do not. We're going to reach out to you. I've already reached out to a ton of Backbone agents. I made a chat. A lot of you are probably in there. If you're not in there and you're like, wait, I'm a Backbone agent, I'm not in this chat. I'm still actually going over another list that Elizabeth sent me. So I'm gonna probably be adding more people to it. I just need to go down the list and talk with Jillian. What do I search in Facebook to see some examples of Facebook groups, as I usually stick with Instagram? I mean, if you want to see anybody's Facebook group, just type in Smart Moms on Facebook and like literally 5 million groups are going to come up because there are so many. If you want to look at some really good groups off the top of my head, like Jillian's group is really good. Smart Mamas Planning Disney with Girls. Brooke's group is really great. Smart Moms Planning Disney Outfits. My group, Smart Moms with the large families and group trips. I want to say it's like amazing, but it's mine. So I'm just kidding. But that is any of the Smart Moms groups you can look at. There's so many with like 8,000 to 10,000 people in it. Like they're doing really well. Oh, thank you, Wendy. I got this last 2 Novembers ago. Like I just said, that is still being determined what group you're in. Most of everybody, if you're a Backbone, you should already be in that chat, except for a few of you I still have to add. Where do I get the screenshot of the landing page you need for sales message setup? I'm about to send it out, but I don't want to send the wrong screenshot. Thank you for asking, because everybody's sending me the wrong thing. I'm like, that's not the answer. So if you go into your contacts and it says so-and-so filled out form, blah, blah, blah. That's what I need. I need that screenshot right there of the form that they filled out. So I have like the exact name of the form. Thank you. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Because there's so many times I like went to do a limb for Scarlett and I was like, all right, let me show you. And then I went to the first email. I'm like, all right, this one's wrong. I don't even know what they're saying. Let's go to the next one. I'm like, okay, this one's wrong too, but we'll just, I'll just do it and try it. So I had to find it myself. Sales message is so great. I can't wait to get more of you on it. It's so nice. I don't see Jessica on here today. Is she here? Nope, I don't see her. Yeah, it was a holiday weekend. That's okay. Holiday weekends are busy. Lots of family stuff. We actually didn't do that much. My husband worked all day on Saturday. And I took out my carpet. If you're on a team, do we need to do anything to get into sales message, or we just be added? You do have to reach out to me. You will not just be added, and you do have to have paid HubSpot at this time. Paid HubSpot and on a team are getting added right now. If you reach out to me. If you don't reach out to me, then you're not getting added, because you need to get access to the Trello board and get the instructions. Hopefully, like by next week, depending on what LJ says, hopefully we can add some more people. How do I get connected with Jillian for being a new agent? Is it automatic? Jillian is going to be reaching out. She is in the process of getting that list together right now as well. We just got the list from Elizabeth last night that we needed. So she's working on that today. So I would say today, or maybe even tomorrow, the next day, you'll hear from her. Right now, Wendy, that isn't what I've been doing. But we can talk about that. I do think it's all beneficial though. A lot of people that answered the HubSpot questions on the type form with "I know a lot," and then they're coming to me in sales message and not knowing the difference between a form and a landing page. And I'm thinking, do you? So I just, you don't know what you don't know. And I think that is the best thing about my course is like, I'm going through so many different things that you can do in there. And like my team, I'm like, what do you guys need to know about HubSpot? And they're like, we don't know what we don't know. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So I think it's good too, to take everything. Even people that have been using it forever, I'm like, oh, just go here and do this. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, just use this filter button and look at here. And what do you mean? I still don't get it. So there's like little things that I do in there that I think are like general knowledge, but they're not. So I just want to help everybody to make it easier. Oh my gosh, I do get this question like literally 100 times. When do we qualify for our own Clear card? Is it 100,000 sales traveled? You qualify for your Clear card when the agency has paid you $1,000. So add up your numbers that the agency has paid you. And if it adds up to 1,000, then you qualify. Girl on my team thought she qualified. And if you get paid for being an assistant, that counts as well. But a girl on my team thought she qualified. And she was like, they just came back and told me I didn't qualify. And I don't understand why I haven't. So we went back through reports and added it all up to figure it out. And she was at 999. So she has to wait like this month. Like the other girls were like, I'll pay you $1 to do something for me this week. Just so she could get it, because she was so close. For paid HubSpot, I know you need 3 bookings every month to get it. Do any bookings count, even mirrors and things like that? Yes, it does. CLIA discounts. Did I read that someone was going to make a resource of all the CLIA discounts available out there, not just Disney? I think that's on the to-do list, but I'm not sure who's doing it.
Casey,
think
Jessica, and I are working on it. It's Wendy. Jessica and I are working on it.
Oh, you and Jessica are working on it. Okay.
Yep. So as of right now, we're just kind of getting started. We'll probably have like a full-on training sometime in May, because there is a lot,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. So Kaylin on my team, she is very into all this, and she did the princess training, princess cruises or something. And she is going on a cruise with her daughter, and that she upgraded it to the balcony room, but it ended up being like $1,000 or something with the upgrade for her and her daughter for a week or more, with the CLIA for finishing the training. So like, I think there's a lot of great things out there besides, just Disney. I wouldn't know because that's all I do, but follow Kaylin because she does cool things. And I can't cruise yet. Well, yeah. Someday. This is a slower question, Dave. I'm kind of enjoying it. Sometimes I'm like, I can't even keep up. It'll be like 99 plus on the down there. $100 a month. It is paid HubSpot if you didn't get 3. I did have a question from Daria. Here it is. She said, can you talk a little bit about how you quote? I know the goal is to do a reveal or a loom, but I'm a consumer who likes to see options, and sending over only one options is tough for me since I would not like that if I were working with a travel agent. Thoughts, advice? So thank you, Carrie. Everybody is a little different. So for me, I probably wouldn't watch a loom because I think because my brain doesn't work that way. So I think that it's like, that is too long. Like, I just want to read something. Kind of like how LJ is with Voxer. Like, don't talk to her, just write it because she's not going to listen to it. That's how I am. And I feel like that's probably how other people are as well that are reading our emails. So kind of knowing like who the person is, or I think that looms really do work for people that want to watch them. But I would say doing a loom, even if you can make it as short as possible, and also putting like a brief overview in the email so they don't have to watch your loom if they don't want to. The reveal emails, I don't use them very often. I used to use them a lot. Someone really has no idea about Disney whatsoever, I send them a reveal email. If people kind of have like an idea, then I just tell them a little something about the resort. But I have really been trying to only give one option, because when I start giving all these options to people, it's not getting me anywhere. And it's like following Sophie's playbook of finding out exactly what they want and having them trust you to pick out the best option for their family with the budget, with the, you know, what kind of things they're looking for in their resort. And if they come back and they're like, I need to see another option, instead of sending them another option, I'm coming back with what is something with what I just sent you? Like, what doesn't look right to you? Like, we met your dates. We gave you the tickets that you wanted. We're within your budget. Like, repeat everything back to them to figure out what's not working. Because maybe what's not working is the budget they gave you wasn't really their budget. And that happens more often than you think. People are like, yeah, I'm good with 5,000. Yeah, that's great. And then you come back with like 4,500 and they're like, what does a value resort look like? And I'm like, okay, so your budget wasn't 4,500. Your budget is lower. And you just have to ask the right questions. So try not to give too many quotes. When people are persistent on multiple quotes from me, I do not go on and full quote them. I tell them tickets are going to be the same no matter what for these dates, no matter what room you stay at. So what category you're looking to stay in, here are the pricing ranges for value, moderate, and deluxe. Like, are you comfortable spending this much a night for a deluxe? Normally they're going to be like, those people that are looking for the options, they want the cheapest one. So normally they're going to go down to a value probably. The people looking for the options are the people that want to get the lowest amount normally. And you just have to call it as it is and tell them that that's the lowest amount that you're going to get them on property. And then also letting them know that you can book offsite. So I hope that helps. Daria, she's not on, she's working. I enjoy watching your Instagram reels. Do you have any advice on how to find sounds for them? Thanks. I sit in the pickup line at school and make silly reels. People look at me. But I normally scroll through the reels and look for the trending sounds. When I see one with like that little arrow on it that has a trending sound, I think about if I can make it Disney or not. If an idea comes to me right away, like, oh, I can make this Disney and it'll be funny, I send it to myself. So then later when I'm gonna make reels, I'll go through those again and think, oh yeah, I was gonna make one like this. And so I'll save the sound and I'll record reels. So I'll do like 5 in a day or something when I do them. And then like the one I did the other day that was talking about getting the guide for Genie Plus, I literally was just walking around my yard and recording myself saying things about Disney. And then I just go in Video Leap and like splice them all together. And so they just like flow. And then also when I'm moving, like when it's not just me talking on a screen, like that's kind of boring. But when I'm like this way with the camera, and then I have a different background later who's different, and it's constantly switching, then people are more apt to watch it. My Instagram name is Disney with Casey. So I usually do 3 options in a low to high range. Is that too many? Yes, that is too many. If I find something within or under budget, then I want to add add-ons like Memory Maker. Yes, but you want to figure out what their budget is. Like you're wasting your time giving them like 5 million options. You're going to overwhelm some people with all the options. Like they're gonna be like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do. So starting out with one option and then even sending the upsell email later. Like there's upsell emails that go value to moderate or moderate to deluxe. So put them on that. And then later they'll get this email and they're like, oh, maybe I do want to go up to moderate. And, some people get overwhelmed when they're first booking and they're like, this is so much money. Like, I can't. And then as time goes on, they're like, hey, can we add Genie Plus? Sure. Yeah. You know what? We decided we want the park hopper. Can you throw that on there? I sure can. And then it's getting closer to their trip and they're like, you know what? We want Memory Maker. And then you're adding that on. Like they're getting all these emails throughout the planning process to add on later. So maybe they're starting at a lower amount, but then they're like adding a ticket day, adding a night, adding Memory Maker, adding Genie Plus, like all these upsells are like adding up. So by the end, your trip is a lot higher than when they booked it. So, and even with discounts too, you want to use that. Like I just got someone a Disney Plus discount. And then she said, now we have room in our budget for another night and another day of tickets. So their trip actually ended up being more than it was before the discount because they added that stuff on. So upsells really help. If you overwhelm them with all the options in the beginning, they might not book. Like giving them the basics, the resort and the tickets. And then if they're like, oh, we do want the Memory Maker, then you can add it at that time. But adding Genie Plus, Park Hopper, Memory Maker, all of that later is easier than adding it all at once and them seeing that large amount. Like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I've got a lady right now who insists on the cheapest way to get to Disney on site. So I quoted her for All Stars. Explain the All Stars are the same rate. This lady refuses to believe me. She insists the All Stars are different rates. I quoted her for the most expensive All Stars resort. I mean, I would just say you are welcome to go on the Disney website and look them up yourself. And then I would say bye. I mean, it's hard when you're starting and you don't have a huge clientele that you want to hold on to every lead that you get and bend over backwards for them because you want the sale so bad. I get that. But I'm to a point where I'm like, someone else is gonna come and I'm gonna get another booking somewhere else. Like if you're gonna cancel, another booking is gonna come up at another time. It's okay. I'm not gonna get upset about it because that's just how it happens sometimes, especially during COVID. Like I had so many bookings cancel that now when people say they want to cancel, I'm just like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." I don't even talk them into moving because I just am like, something else is gonna come along and it's gonna be fine. And so those kind of people too, yes, like Wendy said, bless and release. It's just not worth your time. I had a lady a couple weeks ago, I was quoting her, or we were talking, and then she kept emailing LJ instead of me. And then Lydia sent it to me and said, this lady really wants a quote. And we actually had a phone call booked in a couple days. And so I emailed her and I was like, hey, you were emailing the agency owner and not me, so I wasn't getting your emails. I'm happy to, do this over email instead of our phone call. And she came back and said, you took too long to get back to me. I'm talking to someone from such and such agency. Can you tell me why I should book with you instead of them? So I came back and said, it sounds like you found an agency that's going to work really well for you. And if you need help from me in the future, please be sure to email me and not LJ. And I hope you have a wonderful trip. And I said something like, I don't like to take business from other agencies. And it sounds like you figured out what you wanted. So I hope you have a great time. Like something like that, someone like that, I'm not gonna beg, for the business because I know what my worth is. Okay. I know that I'm good. Just like all of you, like we all know what we have to offer and our agency is so great. So having someone like compare us to another agency, I just didn't want to do that. LJ gave me the reply. My reply was a little more rude, actually. I sent it to LJ for approval first. She's like, how about you say this? I'm like, oh, yours sounds way better than mine. Okay. Mine was like the same concept, but it was not as nice as hers. She's good with words. Not saying we want to chase off. Yeah, Wendy. We don't want to like chase off people, but you don't want to deal with people that are rude to you or don't think like you're valued. Oh, and she wanted me, that agency was going to be available for her while she was in the park by phone. And was I going to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. I have someone arguing with me on one of my reels today that his agent books his Genie Plus passes for him while he was in the park. And I'm like, so that's so nice. Wow. It's not realistic, but it's really nice. Like, I don't know what agency is doing that, but don't do that. Because that is too much time. I don't even know how someone could do that. Like, you're not there with them. And enjoy the mean comments, because they're just boosting your post a little more with their engagement. I do delete all of the grooming, pedophile comments. I delete all of those and I block those people. But other negative comments I leave and just reply to nicely. Yeah, people have been a little crazy the last few weeks. I've had trust issues in the past and I've told them they need to trust me or they can book it on their own in a nice way, of course, but I cannot work with someone who doesn't trust me. Both times I did this, they stopped and put their trust in me. Good. That is a good reply. Thanks for raising my engagement. Yeah, I mean, one of the agents, her video had over 1 million views and it had like a ton of negative comments. And so she just kept getting boosted, but she left them there because her views were going up so much from it. Like getting more exposure. Not everybody's mean. I don't know if that was yours, Francis. I think it was, I think Stephanie McCormick had one. Yes, leave the negative comments. You don't want to delete them unless they're like, you know, really bad ones. Yes, unless they're really horrible. Francis has really good replies too. I've watched her replies on TikTok a couple times and they're pretty good. Ashley Hendricks has good replies too. Instagram's been rough for me recently. I'm gonna start running ads again, I think. I don't know if they changed their algorithms or what, but my reels have not been hitting like they were. And my followers, I've like only gained like 100 or so in the last month or more, which is not, normally I grow faster than that. Yeah, I think it's just like the way the algorithm or something, I don't know. That's all over my head. That could be. Hey, 2 is good. Business expenses when traveling. I keep all my receipts. I saw my Instagram the other day. They were all on this big ball on my desk. I just got this handy dandy thing that is a business write-off. This is a receipt scanner. It's super nice. I don't even remember how much it was. I got the middle priced one. I didn't get the most expensive one. I think the more expensive one is like Wi-Fi capability. And this one has to be plugged in. It's like, well, I'm going to be at my desk anyways, so it doesn't matter. So I got the cheaper one. Even the crumpled receipts go through it. It reads it and I can put it right into QuickBooks online. And it has like the amount, the tax, the date, the name, and I can just categorize it just like that. So I'm really excited that I did that. I used to just keep them all and then keep an Excel sheet. But I kind of just keep track of, I keep all my receipts, any mobile orders, I like file them away in my email, Ubers, anything that go to my email, I keep them all in there. I have not done an Instagram ad using Reels, but it's on my list. Like, if I could make a good enough reel that I think would be good as an ad, then I will do it. Like that one I did the other day was okay, but I like didn't have any makeup on or anything, which is fine. I normally don't put makeup on for reels. But if I'm going to do an ad one, I think I would throw some makeup on or some ears or something. And the other day I just looked like a bum, I feel like. Yes, LJ does have a checklist in Teachable. Is there a way to say where they came from to track Instagram referral Facebook group? Not really. No, not really, because your link is the same everywhere. So you know if they come from a Facebook ad. I have a different link on TikTok versus Instagram, so I know when it comes from like my Linktree or my Canva, which one it goes to. But that's the only way. So like if someone clicks my link on Instagram, I can see in HubSpot that it came from Linktree. And that's like, oh, this came from Instagram. If it's just my form only, then it probably came from an email. And then if it's my Canva link, then it was a TikTok one, because that one's on TikTok. What are my expense categories? Food, hotel, tickets, transportation, airfare, subscriptions. Like Voxer was a pro subscription, Loom, Zoom. Oh shit, no, I didn't even do that. Why do I always forget this? Code word. Let me write down a code word. It's literally sitting in front of me, so this is why I'm writing this. Okay. And the one out loud. Okay. Jelly beans is the one out loud. Okay. I need to write this down so I don't forget. Thanks for reminding me again. Yeah, I just literally record everything. So I just add my assistant's gonna be my accountant. At least that's what I'm hoping for. She's quitting her job at the next month. She won't be a teacher anymore. She's like done teaching. So I'm like, do you want to be my accountant too? Because she used to do auditing for the government. So she's very good at that. And so I told her I would pay her different rate, obviously, for accounting versus assistant work. So we're gonna have a phone call and hopefully she's just gonna handle it all for me. But I asked her if my merchandise could be like uniform, and she said that was a very fine line. So I think we have to talk about that a little more, because I wish I could write off everything I buy somehow. I just haven't figured it out yet. Like social media advertising, I don't know. I think I could probably get away with some of that, probably not everything. And I'm also going to do what LJ said. I'm just need to go do it already, is making a checking account for my kids and paying them and then paying their expenses out of that. So like their portion of the hotel, their portion of their tickets or their annual passes or their food at the parks, their airfare, stuff like that. So I don't have to write all that off. But that's like a big undertaking of tracking. And I could do it, but it just sounds really time consuming. So that's why I'm gonna have someone do it for me. And I have moved to really paying attention to what card I'm using while I'm at Disney. So I use my Disney Visa to book all of my resorts. And I use my business card to book everything else. So my business card will have all the expenses in one place. So I'm not like, oh, let me check this credit card and this credit card and all over the place, because that's what I was doing before and it was a mess. So now I'm just trying to use one card for my business. Oh, really? They had to be at least 12? Ooh. I'm gonna ask about that. Because mine are, 9 and almost 6. Quinn is 10, so I have a 12-year-old. I'll ask Christy about that too. Does anyone else have any more questions before I sign off? Everybody got the code words? Thanks for coming on. Oh, Wendy says her 6-year-old has her own account with her name on it. Yeah, I'm gonna figure this out. Thanks for coming, everyone. I hope you learned something. Everyone have a great week. Bye.